Story Count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood. Thanks to unabated gang wars. One officer down, so I guess you're all screwed. Cause the NCPD will not let that go. Got another blackout in Santo Domingo. Netrunners are at it again, poking holes in the power grid. While over in Westbrook, trauma teens scraping cycle victims off the pavement. And in Pacifica, well, Pacifica is still Pacifica. This has been your man, Stan. Join me for another day in our city of dreams.
What's up everyone, this is Mike from My Gadgets Wall, and today's video we are talking about the Cyberpunk 2077 on LG OLED C10, and I'm playing it on the PC right here. It has the NVIDIA RTX 3080 and it can do 4K 60 FPS easily, and also with one more value addition, which is the ray tracing. So it can do ray tracing so easily, which these consoles cannot do. So I have been playing it on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 Pro, and also on the Xbox Series X right there. But the problem with all of these consoles right now, the Cyberpunk is not really optimized, ready for any of these. Even for the PlayStation 4 Pro, it is struggling. If you have seen the FPS test from Digital Foundry, you will see that PlayStation 4 Pro could barely do 25 frames per second on average. So also that ray tracing is off in that it cannot even do ray tracing. It has to be PlayStation 5, where we do not have that version. Also the Xbox Series X can do that, but we do not have that version. We have to wait for the next year. But even on the PlayStation 5, I did the FPS test and it was struggling with 60 FPS, and the resolution is not even 4K on these consoles. So the console is running it at 1080p or a little better quality, but it's certainly not the 4K, and Digital Foundry has also confirmed that. So if PlayStation 5 is struggling with that lower resolution, how it's going to keep up with the 4K plus ray tracing enabled and 60 FPS? So we'll have to see about that in future. Let's see how it's going to play out. But if you want to see the PlayStation 5 FPS test, I'll put the link in the description. You can go there and watch that. The performance was above average, but it's not there where you looking at the PC performance, where you can do the ray tracing enabled at ultra. You will get about 55 FPS. I have done that test also, so I'll put the link in the description. You guys can go and watch that video. And I have lowered down the ray tracing from ultra to medium now. So doing ultra to medium, what happens now is that I get the better FPS, but still 55 is not bad, to be honest, because you're playing an RPG game, you're playing an open world game, you're not playing the Call of Duty, World War or Cold War or the Modern Warfare, where you need those high frame rates so that you can, kill your enemies so easily, you can spot them so easily. RPG games are laid back, slowly you can play those games, you don't really need 120 FPS in these kind of games, but still 60 FPS gives you the smooth butter picture quality. All right, so I'm going to pause this video right here and I'm going to show you what's going on the PC and why I love it the most on the PC. And with the LG OLED C10, it just takes it to another level. Alright guys, so I just turned off the lights because there was some reflection coming on the screen because I have two lights in the background. But I'm going to take you to my settings and show you what's going on. So heading down to the graphics setting, all the way at the top you can see that my ray tracing is at medium. And when I'm at the medium, I'm getting about, good frame rates that I want. So I'm going to hit continue and show you what exactly the frame rates I was getting when I was actually playing the game. This right now is pre-rendered, the animation stuff for the Cyberpunk 2077. That's why you're looking at the higher frames, but in actual, I was able to get easily 60 frames per second constant, even in those heavy scenes where it is graphic intensive and it requires, high performance from the graphic cards. So I was able to get the 60 FPS on average without any issues. All right, as you can see this cinematic scene right here, I'm I'm getting about 63, 64 FPS. And the ray tracing is amazing on this one. Especially it just looks so incredible on LG OLED C10 because of the contrast, the blacks that you get, and these lights. Look at these lights on the floor. These neon lights and reflections are just on point. The light reflection on the cars coming from those garage lights, and the lights reflecting from even from the bracelet that the guy is wearing. I mean, it's just incredible. So guys, this is the reason that right now the best bet is if you want to play the Cyberpunk 2027, Cyberpunk 2077, you can play it on PC and take the advantage of all the goodies out there. The ray traced reflections. You can get the 4K resolution at uncompromising frame rates. But if you go with the console right now, it's not literally there. The gameplay is not that smooth, and the graphic is not really that exciting. That doesn't pull you in. And also, like, the ray tracing is not there yet. If you're looking for ray tracing, you have to wait for at least a couple of months, because it depends on the developer when they're going to be able to optimize it for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So until that happens, oh guys, the best bet right now, the king is the PC, and it does not disappoint at all. I mean, the way the things are, I'm looking at, you know, his bracelet right here. So the light reflection is coming from, you know, the light that we have. Let me get out of the car. Actually, it's asking me to go right now towards the night city. They just entered the night city here in this particular scene. So it's the combat training here. But you can see the movements are super smooth when I'm at the more than 60 FPS. This experience you're not getting right now on the console, which actually I prefer that if there was version available right off the bat so we could play on PS5 and the Xbox Series X. But we gotta have some patience for the console owners. We will have to wait for this game. Alright, talk to the drill sergeant. Okay, I'll have to go and grab the gun. Look at the gun right here. Okay. You can see the reflections on the tiles right here. And I can see, you know, the roof kind of like showing up here. So that's good news. You can see some of the reflections here as well. So the game is really beautiful when you're playing it on the PC, and there's no doubt like you can pull a lot of frames out of it. I'm using NVIDIA RTX 3080 with the Ryzen 3900X processor, and it has been doing great job for me, guys. So if you like the video, I know my kid is crying in the background. I'll literally have to go and look after her. But if you really want to watch this kind of content in future, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in another video. Until then, peace out.